Hello, I'm Steve, the Independent Patriot. I've been watching the beginning of the impeachment investigation, the public investigation. Today is the 14th of November, and I found a lot of great information from Ben Shapiro's show. I find it to be very insightful, and he spent a lot of time on it, which I don't have time. I work for a living. So most of Americans don't have enough time to be researching this. But I find if anyone wants to learn something about what's going on and get a mostly unbiased opinion. I mean, Ben is a Republican, he is a conservative, so there's a little bit of bias, but not too much. I mean, he plays it pretty fair, I think. So kudos to you, Ben. And one thing I'm just wondering, I mean, the Democrats really are playing with fire here, because here they are investigating a situation where Trump was investigating, the Biden, malfeasance in Ukraine. And it doesn't take more than a couple words by someone, whether, which goes the wrong direction, to just bust this thing wide open. And it's a public trial. I wouldn't say trial. It's a indictment. It's a grand jury situation where it's not even a trial. It's an indictment. So it would have to be. Still has to go through the Senate. And as we all know, this is a partisan situation. On one hand, you have the Democrats trying to protect Biden and get Trump, and on the other side, you got Trump and the Republicans protecting Trump and trying to get Biden. So they're both going after the most likely person to run for president or to keep the presidency as an incumbent. It is political theater at its highest. You'll never see anything more highly politically charged than this. This is more politically charged even than the Nixon stuff or the Clinton stuff. But the thing is, it has the least amount of proof behind it. It's all secondhand information. There's no paperwork you're going to find. It's unlikely that anyone in the Trump administration is going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, he did it. I saw him do it," or "He told me to." More likely, it's like Ben was saying in yesterday's episode 896 on the Ben Shapiro show. He's like, more than likely it's someone who was doing what they think Trump wanted them to do. Now, I mean, he certainly wants to get more information, and so do I, and so does everybody else, I think. Maybe not the Democrats, but what the heck were the Bidens doing over there, and how far does it go? I think they had plenty of information already, but unfortunately, Trump pushed a bit too far, it looks like. Now, was it because of what happened in 2016? Or is it because what he wants to happen in 2020? Does it really matter? I mean, first of all, I suppose it matters for the impeachment. But again, it is a partisan situation. So I suppose most people are going to believe both. Both he wants to, I wouldn't say get retribution, but to get the truth out about what the Biden family is all about, and what they did before 2016, and then what they did to him during the elections process. So there's so much going on here. It's hard to get to it all, really. On the other hand, you've got, so he's trying to tilt the scales in his favor for the 2020 election, but without actually saying, go do this, or I want you to investigate this, otherwise I will do that. Quid pro quo. I think quid pro quo is the correct term, but and it sounds like he may have that his administration may have held back funding to Ukraine, but in order for them to go ahead and complete the investigations and provide information and proof of Biden affairs over there. So, I mean, that's all part of the swamp draining, isn't it? Isn't that what he was put in office for? Now, let's compare this to Nixon. he was purely trying to dig up dirt, but then he tried to cover it up. Trump, he put all his information out there and said, here it is. He's not trying to cover it up. Clinton did some nefarious stuff in the Oval Office, and did he try and cover it up? Kind of, yeah. So is Trump trying to cover it up? Did he actually do anything? Can anyone prove that there is can you connect the dots between, the money going to Ukraine? Yeah, there's a timeline, but can you prove that the timeline is what the truth is? Can you say that it is truly a quid pro quo? And I don't think they can. It is very, very difficult to prove what is in someone's mind. So good luck with that, Democrats. I think you're playing with fire. I think it's going to be just like the last couple of witch hunts you tried to put on. It could possibly blow up in your face. Certainly it does make you think, okay, Trump, you kind of knew that he tends to play games like this. We already knew. So does it really prove anything different about, and does it affect his base? No. Does it help him? His base? Possibly, because it shows that he's going after bad actors at the highest level in our government, and before they become a viable candidate for president. Don't we all want to have our officials vetted before they could become president? Don't we want the full truth? So it is it's like Inception. It's a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream, and but they're playing with fire. Is there any there? It's all just a big political game, really. Is all it really is. And can he be impeached? Perhaps in the House, but doubtful in the Senate. The Senate is majority of Republicans, and the way the House is treating all these different things, I think the Senate's just going to slap it down as hard as possible. So unlikely that'll get past the Senate. Anyways, and amongst all this other stuff, 7 days from now, the whole report about the Russian election issues come out, and right in the middle of this entire impeachment process by the House. So that could really blow the doors off. So get ready for, like I said a while ago, a month or two ago, get ready for a wild ride. Well, you're in it right now. This is the uphill on the roller coaster, and then you're going to start getting some downhills, and then the loop-de-loop is when, when the Russian probe investigations by the DOJ comes out. That's the upside down. That's when things get crazy. Have a great day. This is Steve, the Independent Patriot. God bless.